Masate, how to know if a man truly loves you. Today, we will talk about the 5 signs that indicate true love. We're discussing genuine love here, not those stories tied to lust or passion. It's not just about wanting you or falling in love during the initial phase of getting to know each other. We're specifically talking about love. It's important to note that men's and women's perceptions of love can be vastly different. The way a woman envisions love isn't necessarily how a man expresses it. Interestingly, many of you wish men loved as women do, but we are somewhat different. Still, there are fundamental signs by which you can understand that the man beside you truly loves you. It is crucial to watch this video until the end because the final point will provide you with the complete picture. The pieces will come together and it will be impossible for anyone to manipulate you. You'll definitely know if a man truly loves you. So, the first sign that a man genuinely loves you, he doesn't try to change you and accepts you as you are. This speaks to the maturity of his relationship with you. Often you might encounter men who aim to change something in your character, thinking it doesn't match their ideas of what a woman should be like. This could involve your habits, hobbies, or appearance. A man tries to change you, and unfortunately, you succumb to this manipulation and begin working on yourself. The question arises, do you think if you indeed change something about yourself, will the man stop there? No. Usually, men who constantly want to change something in their woman have avoidant personality types or are counter-dependent. For them, close relationships might seem unfamiliar and unsafe. Their main task revolves around spotting flaws in women and trying to correct them. But this desire to reshape a partner may indicate that they are merely avoiding entering close relationships. This already indicates neurosis and immaturity. Being in a relationship with such a man is risky. Here's a simple example. When a girl dates a man and the infatuation phase ends, the relationship evolves. At some point, she becomes pregnant. Imagine how, at this moment, the man starts setting conditions. He says, if you gain weight, I'll divorce you. That's an incredible statement. The man puts the woman before a fact and a choice. If she gains weight due to pregnancy and becomes unattractive to him, he will leave her. What does this indicate? That this man is, at the very least, immature. He doesn't understand the processes occurring with a pregnant woman and isn't ready for a relationship. For him, love is something unexplored. Only the woman's appearance matters and the reasons for changes are of no concern to him. Some men attempt to change a woman's appearance irrespective of pregnancy. They might criticize her laugh, hair, fingers, or figure. When a man constantly tries to alter his partner, it shows he's not accepting her as she is. Rather than love, he's trying to fit her to his own standards. A loving and caring man accepts a woman with all her quirks and flaws. The only thing he'll not tolerate is disgraceful behavior. These are 2 very different things. For example, if a woman accidentally snorts while sleeping, that's just a flaw, which can happen to anyone. However, if she's unfaithful to her partner while he sleeps, it's disgraceful behavior. It's essential to understand that if your man constantly tries to change you or your personality, it's not about love. Any attempts to convince you otherwise should be critically assessed. It's not love. Remember this once and for all. Imagine women who stay with men for years. Men who continuously strive to change them, turning their relationship into constant arguments and decrees. At some point, a woman might question whether she needs this kind of relationship. Second sign, that a man truly loves you. Let me tell a story. Once a girl came to me and said, I've been in a relationship with a man for a year now. Over this year, I've lost my circle of communication. Very few friends are left, and I rarely talk to them. I've quit dancing, which I have done my entire life, and stopped being interested in cryptocurrencies and stock trading. When we discussed it, she realized that she had given up not just her hobbies, but a part of herself. She concluded that she wasn't loved. She was simply made to be convenient. This is an important indicator for every woman. If your man doesn't respect your values, whether it be hobbies or your social circle, and tries to manipulate, threaten, or set conditions to steer you away from what is dear to you, it's a dangerous situation. When a woman loses additional sources of joy besides her partner, she begins to depend on him. This dependency ties to the hormonal system. Imagine a woman having 10 sources of happiness hormones such as dopamine, endorphins, serotonin, and oxytocin. There were varied sources: sports, dancing, painting, trading, socializing with friends, nature walks, etc. A man comes along who gradually eliminates these sources of joy. When only he remains, a woman may start compromising her principles, ignoring disgraceful behavior because she considers him the sole source of happiness. This is dangerous, and it's crucial to remember that healthy relationships require respecting your interests and maintaining independent sources of joy. Defining your values in relationships. At the beginning of a relationship, it's vital to declare your stance and what is valuable to you. This doesn't mean all habits and interests should be kept regardless of context. For instance, suppose before meeting your partner, you had a questionable value, such as visiting strip clubs on Fridays where you lavishly tip dancers. That may be a challenging topic for acceptance in a relationship. Mature relationships are based on respect and understanding. If your partner respects your genuine values, whether a hobby, sport, or education, it speaks to deep love and support. If you face manipulation or limitations from a man, ponder over the sustainability of such relationships. Share in the comments if you've ever been deprived of something dear to you. Manipulation can take various forms. A man might isolate you from friends, blaming them for inappropriate behavior, or demand you choose between your interests and himself. It's important to recognize such patterns and maintain personal independence. Third sign of love: willingness for mature dialogue. The ability to openly communicate is a key aspect of healthy and loving relationships. If something bothers you and you want to discuss it with your partner, it's important for him to listen calmly and discuss it with you. This fosters trust and respect, strengthening your relationship. Remember, the topic should be discussed without aggression and accusations. Both parties must show tolerance and willingness to compromise. If you have examples from life where a man tried to deprive you of your values or was unwilling to hear your concerns, share them. It will help other women recognize warning signs and better understand their relationships. Mature dialogue in relationships. Let's illustrate this with a simple example. Imagine a situation. A woman tells her partner when he comes home that his habit of not communicating his return time bothers her. She explains, "Honey, it bothers me when you don't say when you'll be back in the evening. Not because I want to control you, but because I want to surprise you with dinner. I want to surprise you because I love you." An adequate man won't yell or get upset. He would calmly listen and say, "I hear you. I'm sorry. I'll try to let you know beforehand when I'll be home." This demonstrates maturity on both sides. But there's also another side. Women write that their attempts to talk hit harsh objections, avoided conversations, or accusations that they're being bossy. Some women can't establish dialogue with a man for years. This indicates an absence of love and understanding. If a man refuses to discuss problems, it might indicate a lack of communication skills. He might only have basic skills developed, like eating or sexual activity, with little ability for constructive conversation. Sometimes such a person might admit their love only under stress or alcohol influence. Remember, if your partner avoids communication, consider your relationship state. The importance of open communication in relationships. It often happens that men are not inclined towards deep communication until they face the potential loss. In one of my early experiments during a marathon, I suggested women take a provocative step and tell their partners they intend to leave. Men's reactions were predictable. "Let's talk. Why? What happened?" This experiment showed that many men start actively expressing their feelings only in stressful situations or when they are in altered states of awareness. However, waiting for such moments for dialogue is disadvantageous. To avoid such situations, it is necessary from the start of the relationship to pay attention to the man's ability to formulate and express his thoughts. One way to evaluate this is by discussing movies watched together. Instead of a superficial assessment like, yes, I liked the movie, attempt to delve into details. What stood out to you most? What meaning did you see? I, for example, liked such and such moments. This analysis helps understand how a man shapes his thoughts and illustrates his willingness to discuss and delve into topics that concern you. Unfortunately, often under the influence of infatuation, people focus on the surface aspects of a relationship, shared fun, physical closeness, and overlook the importance of deep communication. Mature relationships imply the partner's ability to listen without aggression or accusations. Therefore, an essential sign of genuine love is the man's readiness to have meaningful dialogue and listen to you with sincere interest, not merely in critical moments. Respect as a sign of true love. One of the key signs that your man truly loves you is respect. Respect acts as a compass in relationships, both for men and women. Lack of respect from a man's side can indicate uncertainty in his choice or even internal conflicts. When a man disrespects his partner, it's often not her actions causing it, but his own internal experiences and frustrations. Stress from work or life may lead to aggression. When a person's resources deplete, stress hormones like adrenaline and norepinephrine act like a booster, triggering survival instincts akin to ancient reflexes. If a man experiences physical and emotional exhaustion, he might become irritable and start showing disrespect without realizing it. A simple example is after a tough day at work, a man returns home irritated and transfers his tension to the relationship, even though he loves his partner and possibly regrets his words or actions later. Understanding these processes aids both partners in overcoming difficulties and strengthens their relationship. Women recognizing male behavioral dynamics can aid in overcoming stress while fostering healthy dialogue and collaboration. Stress management strategies and signs of disrespect in relationships. When a man comes home irritated, it's important that he calms down before engaging with his partner. Simple actions like eating, taking a bath, and resting can shift the nervous system from stress, sympathetic division, to recovery, parasympathetic division. This makes interaction safer and more constructive for both the man and his partner. Understanding physiology can help avoid conflicts. Partners who truly care for each other strive to improve themselves while learning their reactions to minimize displays of aggression and disrespect. If irritation persists beyond tiredness, it reflects true attitude. If a man continually disrespects a woman, her interests, or her friends, it undeniably points to the absence of love. Final sign of true love: actions. The foundation of love lies in the reliability and security provided by a man's actions and deeds. True love manifests not just through words, but through actual steps demonstrating care and support. If someone talks a lot but fails to back up words with current actions, then his feelings might be superficial. A loving partner might sometimes be impulsive or forgetful, but their actions are always geared toward ensuring your comfort and safety. Love as active action. In essence, love demands action. It's demonstrated through caring for your partner, financial support, emotional assistance, shared time, household help, and much more. Genuine love appears through specific acts proving commitment and a desire to enhance life together. Signs of love. 1. Specific actions. Taking care of the partner. Concern for all life aspects, domestic, financial, and emotional. Keeping promises. 2. Care and attention. Surprising and supporting the partner. Helping around the house and with children. Interaction, indicating a drive for a better future together. The power of words and imagination. Sometimes a man may speak eloquently, but fail to substantiate his claims with tangible actions. This creates discord between words and actions. Women tend to be captivated by spoken words, constructing an imaginary future filled with joy and comfort. However, it's crucial to critically analyze reality based on what a man does, not just what he says. One example of unfulfilled promises is the imaginary wedding in the Maldives, where ideas form faster than the capacity to implement them. Without careful analysis and understanding of financial situations, such fantasies may leave women in a state of delusion. For healthy and happy relationships, it's essential to differentiate empty promises from genuine actions. Real deeds from a man indicate real love and dedication to care for his partner. Women are advised to move from purely emotional perceptions in dealing with men to a more logical approach, enabling better distinction of when a man's words reflect true feelings and when they're just beautiful words devoid of concrete actions. Signs of a man's love: supporting words with actions, buying boots instead of making promises, participation in solving the partner's actual problems. Signs of a woman not loving herself: expectation of love from others when self-love is absent, low self-esteem and inadequate self-respect. Self-love as the foundation. Before attempting to determine if a man loves you, consider the following questions. Do you love yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you accept yourself? The relationship with oneself forms the backbone for all other relationships. When a woman falls in love with herself and respects her needs, it attracts the attention of worthy men capable of truly loving her. This leads to creating relationships where a man will sincerely love a woman who loves herself. Real love starts with self-love. Goodbye.